here on this lovely Monday evening. It's January the 31st, 2021. We've made it to trade. Doing very well here. We are joined today by the star of The Handler. It is on Amazon Prime for £3 here in the UK. Please welcome Chris Levine. Welcome to the show. How are you? Oh, did I say 2021? I do apologize. That's twice I've done that this year. I do apologize. I know. Every year feels, every year does feel the same to me. But yeah, it's 2022, as Chris Levine has pointed out. Of course, The Handler came out late last year in 2021, so I kind of can say 2021 because your film did come out then. It was filmed as our guest Michael, who was on the show, the director of the movie. He said, you guys, he shot the film in July of 2020. So tell us how Michael came about casting you for this part.
Called Anabolic Life, and like kind of became a fan. He's like, wow, you really went there. I was like, yeah, I'm the real deal, right? And we've been wanting to work together. He does a lot of movies with like the casts are very large. There's a lot of characters. It's not really mainly focused on one or two. So I've always had kind of small roles like that. And then this came about during the pandemic, and he got access to a house, and he was like, listen, I kind of want to shoot this kind of raid style, just kicking everybody's ass in this house. And I said, sure, I've never thrown a punch before, but I'm down to learn. And that's what it is. We made The Handler.
And just to say, we did get you to comment to say we couldn't hear you. Yes, I know. I forgot to unmute Chris. I did unmute you before you started.
You want me to talk again?
No. They heard what you said.
Oh,
it was just at the opening section about how you said to me that I called this 2021. Yes, I know. I'm in the young year, obviously, but we're just saying about how that was. But how was it, though, being a part of The Handler, though? Did you enjoy your experience on set with all the other cast members? Any funny stories from the show, from the movie you can tell?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we shot it during like height pandemic, right around lockdown. So it wasn't as close of a set as you would want, but that's because we're all kind of just, I don't know, scared of dying at the time. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the role. It was really challenging for me because, like I said, I'd never really thrown a punch before. So it's a big role, big shoes to fill for someone that's not really that normally that person. But once I had the training I trained in Muay Thai for about 30 days, and then I learned that fight choreography is really just dancing with higher stakes. And as soon as I thought of it like that, as dancing, it just became less stressful, and it was fun.
That's I have to say for that, because you say like first time fighting, first time throwing a punch. So who helped you in that aspect of learning to throw a movie punch? I would say. I might get a lot of anger for saying that, but I didn't know how else to use the terminology. So I hope you can explain that.
Yeah, movie punch. It's funny because I have a lot of family in England, in like the Grimsby, Cleethorpes area and stuff. And they're a scrappy bunch. So I'm sure they might watch this and be like, that dude can't fight for shit. But no, we have he's actually a professional Muay Thai fighter. His name's Matter Dems, and he's friends with Michael as well over the years, and was willing to train me every day for the movie, and then did all the fight choreography in the film as well. He's also the last fight that I have in the movie, like the boss battle where it goes into multiple rooms. That's also him.
Interesting. I like that. And of course, as you say, you're a lot from in the UK. That makes you part English or part Wales or Scotland, depending where your family are. I think, in fact, I've got some family in the US, so maybe No, I would say maybe half American, maybe, but maybe I'm a bit too far there. But so we've both got similarities already, don't we, Chris? You know, and what has your family members? Have they seen the film? Have they gave you any critiques?
I haven't heard from my UK family for some reason yet. But if they're watching this, I'm sure they're spending the £3 right now. But then my family in America, they have all enjoyed it for what it is. My brother actually thought there was a little too much action. He almost became numb to it, he said at the end, which is fine because we kind of just wanted to overdo it in this film.
Yeah.
Right? A little bit, it's a lot of action, right? So eventually you're like, all right, let me guess, he's gonna turn around and fight this guy and kill him, you know? And but that's okay. And of course my parents, you know, they're like my biggest supporters. So, you know, they thought it was entertaining as hell. And I kind of, when I was making the film, actually, I was thinking about my father because we used to like Sunday mornings watch like I don't know, like when I was a kid, like the movie Predator or things like that, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and he just loved that shit, like when he kills them and like, yeah, you know, that kind of thing. So when I made this, I was kind of like, I hope that he can watch this, or at least some kid can watch this with their father one day, and like, you know, kind of have that kind of moment in that sense of just this guy, you know, kicking ass, I guess.
Yeah, kicking ass indeed.
Yeah.
You mentioned your family comes for £3. You made it. I think it was last week when we had on, of course, Michael, the director of the film. You wrote on Instagram in a quote in your story, and I quote, very cheap, as you say. So, out of interest, how much is the film?
Oh, you broke up, Edward. I didn't hear the rest of that.
Apologize. I do apologize. I did say, out of curiosity, you think it's very cheap for us over here, £3. How much is it to watch it in America on Amazon Prime? Or is it included with the basic Amazon Prime? Do you know?
No, we rent it as well. So I think it's $6.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's about right.
It's not too
bad.
It's
about right.
Yeah.
No, I know £3 is not, you know, change, but you know, it's. I mean, I get it. We're going through a pandemic, okay? I'm not like, you know, I'm with it, but
but I mean, you know, not many people can say they're on Amazon Prime though. I'm not on Amazon Prime, you know, so you know, I'm a bit jealous about that. But yeah, you got one over me.
It's funny when it's all perception, right? Because for me, you know, I have 3 features that I star in now on Amazon Prime, but you know, to me, that's just like that's almost like base level stuff, like. I want to be, you know, internationally on movie screens. Like that's really that's what I'm like, oh, now I got one up on you, Edward, you know, but right now I think I'm excited about what's happening in the career and excited to do bigger and better things now, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. And again, as you say, you got 3 on Amazon Prime. That's more than probably most people, you know, so, you know, and I do hope it's upwards and upwards for you. In 2022. I know you had lunch with Michael the other day. Were you discussing any future projects with him, or is there any other projects we might see you in this year? Any teasers? Yeah,
for sure. You know, I stay busy. So we were talking a little bit about, he's got a new film that he kind of wrote really quickly. He kind of sometimes is writing when you just got to get the words out. And this is one that he did. Very violent, very action-packed. Group of assassins are sent on a mission, and it's a spicy piece. So we were talking about that and my opinion on budget for it and things like that. And then so that's always fun. And I bust Mike's balls a little bit because, you know, I think it's rare to find true friends in this industry because everybody just wants to be nice and like kind of fake. We're like, oh yeah, that was great, or like, yeah, great job, you know. But I think now and then you need 1 or 2 friends other than like my brother that kind of keep it real with you, you know, and keep you grounded and an honest outlook of your art. And I'm kind of that way with Mike as he is with me. So we had a good dinner and lunch about that. And then for me, I have a fun sci-fi thriller coming out in a few months called Bad Bones. And if you go on one of my social media channels, you can find some of the stuff. They have a teaser out now. and it's spooky. We shot it in Alaska, and it's about a writer who moves into this house knowing that it's kind of got paranormal things going on, in hopes that the house can help cure his sick wife. And the house actually has, yeah, it's fun.
Sounds fun. And again, Evan is now filmed in Alaska, isn't it? So, you know, why else wouldn't you not? Evan is nowadays. What was your favorite scene in The Handler, would you say?
Favorite scene.
And what's your least favorite scene as well, if you have one?
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is the beans scene. It's where I'm sitting at the table just mindlessly eating a can of beans, and an enemy comes here, and he's got his machine gun pointed at me, and he's yelling, "You think you're quicker than this bullet? You think you're quicker than this bullet?" And all this shit talking, and I'm just casually eating beans, and then without spoiling what happens,
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to spoil the film because we want to go. We want you to go onto Amazon Prime. If you've not got it, get it and watch it. It'd be worth the $6 or £3 to spend to watch the film.
I think so. And real quick about that too is, I'm not the type of dude. Mike's not the type of dude that's like sitting in our mansions chilling, and you know what I mean? Like that, literally that 3 pound, like keeps us eating every day, So, think about that too when it comes to not just my film, but like indie films and artists that
Yeah, the future of the business. And, I hope it's only a matter of time, hopefully in this decade, where we will see you on the red carpet for an Oscar, or a BAFTA, whatever it may be. That'd be pretty cool to see. Okay, and then I can say I had this guy on my show. That'd be quite cool to see. It's going to happen.
I have no doubt I'll be there for you, Edward.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time of when somebody sees you and helps you to get that push to stardom, if that makes sense. Like get you to that next level.
Yeah, I think so too. It's the right project that puts me in that limelight.
Absolutely. Is there a piece of advice you would give to anybody who may be getting started or in the same place as you are right now to maybe get them to the next step, maybe in their futures?
Yeah, I write. I produce. I never wait for casting. And pretty much all of my main jobs, I would say maybe 75% of my big jobs have been created based on relationships that I've made because I was making my own movies. All 3 Amazon Prime movies I wrote, produced, except The Handler, obviously, but 2 of the 3 I wrote, produced, and starred in. And so, always be creating. Always keep like-minded people in your circle, people who are hungry and driven, maybe a few that are even hungrier than you. Keeps that dream alive. So, I would. The main suggestion is write parts for yourself and then raise some money and shoot them.
Yes, I agree with you there. And of course, if you're not sure what Chris Levine has done, as well as not just The Handler, he's also did a film called No Way Out, which I like the name of, which I really like. And of course, his other movie was Untitled Life, I think that's how you pronounce it. He can tell me off now. And Away at the Dawn, and of course, I Hate Kids. Loads of different films to be in as well. So, which one of those films, what's your top 5 out of those films I mentioned there? What is your top 5 of those films?
Well, I think you only mentioned 5, so but maybe I can put them in order then.
I do apologize. I didn't know I mentioned 5 there.
No worries. So Anabolic Life is definitely my number 1. That was kind of like my Rocky in a sense. It didn't blow up like Rocky did, but it was based on a true story. I went through a crazy body transformation in it. I did real steroids for the film. I gave everything I could for my first movie starring in. We're going to jump in there, Edward, about steroids.
What do you think? Hey, you want to jump in?
No, I thought you were gonna because I heard the Mike Russell, that I was talking about doing steroids in the movie. But
no.
And then number 2, it's The Handler, I guess. It was so out of my normal comfort zone. It's fun. It's easy to watch. You don't have to use no brain power. It's a cool action film. And I got to say a lot of cool one-liners in it. Number three, probably I Hate Kids. I was only on for a few days, but it was like a big budget movie and a fun set. And I got to meet some good people. 4 out of the 5. I'll say No Way Out. No Way Out's a little bit of a sad story for me, but it was my first time shooting a film in Alaska, and I edited that one too, so I learned a lot. And then lastly, not because it's terrible, but because I just had a very small role, would be Await the Dawn. But that's a fun movie, and it's free on Prime too, if you want to check that one out.
There you go. See, there you go. A lot of great movies you've been in as well. And I like how you just mentioned about how that first one you did was like your first wacky movie. But as you say, never say never, because it might not have blown up at the time, but through the power of social media nowadays and for the power of the internet, in years to come, it could.
It could happen. It's not over yet. It's still out there.
Exactly. It's out there for the public to see. We had an actor about it back in October of last year. I almost said this year. Then it's not even October yet. We're only approaching February. We had an actor called Ben Butler. He is a part of a I'll say TV show. No, it's not on TV or anywhere at the moment, called Angel Grove PD. It's actually set in Los Angeles. It's about, I think it's about the day-to-day lives of police officers, arresting people and whatnot, and they have a lot of YouTubers, TikTokers appear in these sketches, I would call it, for their show. It's meant to be coming on the air at some point, but perhaps you may appear in one of those sketches if they see this video today. You never know. You never know who may see.
You never know.
You never know. Or even star in a show with the police and you as the villain. I think you'd be a great villain. I dig that. You have to get up with Michael. Make it happen. Yeah.
I know.
You know, it'd be quite good that. Because I got some few recommendations for police officers who you could use. I don't know if they'd be interested or not, but you could always try because they've been police officers in the past.
Yeah.
So, regarding, your life and where you are, of course, you grew up in Florida. As well, so I don't know how you could, miss the lovely beaches and the lovely people in Florida and move all the way to Hollywood, California. Yes, they have beaches. Yes, they have hot weather. But I mean, don't you prefer Miami or just Florida in general?
Well, I don't miss the heat and the humidity of Florida. We do have better beaches. But I think also when you grow up in a place, it's nice to have a change of scenery eventually at some time in your adulthood. And, to be an actor and be in the film industry, I knew I had to go to LA and Hollywood regardless. But I like Hollywood, I like the lack of humidity. I like the culture. I love the food. The beaches are okay, but, I do like actually LA better.
I'm surprised you say that, because I would have thought you would say Miami. I think I always thought that Los Angeles was more humid than lovely Florida. But again, I've never been, so I can't say.
Yeah.
I have to agree with your judgment. So if you say it's too mild and whatnot there, so I agree there. But it must be great to walk down, boulevards, in Hollywood, and just to enjoy your life, about people coming to you, pestering you and whatnot. So it's quite good, that, I have to say.
It's fun, man. And I try not to take that for granted. I've been out here 10 years now.
Wow, that's cool.
And I try not to take it for granted when I'm on Hollywood Boulevard and I see the stars, or when I'm pulling up off the 101 highway and you can see the Hollywood sign from one of the exits. Things like that. I try not to forget that dream, 9.5 years ago when I was like, this is where I need to be, and yeah.
As well, around Hollywood, you get a lot of famous people walking around. Have you ever bumped into any famous people in Hollywood since you've been there so far?
It's funny. I don't really bump into people. Like I bumped into the only person I really kind of specifically bumped into was Tim Robbins, getting off a flight because Delta uses the same kind of walkway in LAX, and like we were just passing. I was like, oh shit, are you Tim Robbins? And he's super tall dude. We chatted for a bit, but normally I meet people at like red carpet premieres or if I'm doing castings and stuff. So the latest people I just got to meet and share an elevator with was Nicolas Cage and Lawrence Fishburne, actually. So that was I was in the
Nice.
Matrix for a little bit. It was pretty fucking cool, you know. And they're very yeah with Lawrence, you know. But Nicolas Cage, you know, he kind of comes across, I guess, maybe personification of a little wild or hard to approach, but he was super cool. And Lawrence Fishburne, he was a little tougher on his fans. Like he was not really having patience for fans that day, but
Oh,
we're
right.
in the elevator, we were chatting, and he was cool and talking about stuff, and it was nice little
That's
moment.
cool. That's cool to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, good question. I like this. Question for Chris. What does he look for in a script that he didn't write? Good question. I like it.
Yeah. Um, it's a little bit of both right now because part of it is like, okay, what's the budget, which means how much can they afford to actually pay what I want to make. But once that's settled, in a script itself, for at least my character, I want to make sure that it's something that makes sense for me in the future now, right? Like I don't do horror movies anymore in the sense of like unless it's something of insidious quality, slasher films and things like that. I don't want that look that you know on my resume. Um, it has to
Hey,
be a part
can I
that
ask why
yeah
you don't want that on your CV or on your
yeah I think
resume?
you get caught up in this kind of trope of like scream not scream queens, right? Because I'm a dude, but like you know in that sense of like oh he's in all these horror movies and it's you start getting typecasted because they're like oh you screamed really well, you died really well there, or that's the circle you end up in, and that's just not the direct nothing there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't I want my career to be more three-dimensional in a sense. I want to bring real characters into real life situations and deal with you know grounded emotions, not just screaming for my life.
Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. So I just wanted to
Yeah,
just ask that because I just thought that's an interesting point you raised there. Uh,
yeah.
so, but do continue what you were saying before I rudely interrupted you. By the way.
No, no, you're fine. No, and this looking for a script, like I said, it has to have a character that makes sense for me in the future. That maybe it even showcases a new talent or a new emotion that I haven't really shown enough on screen. And that and like I said in the beginning, like that the budget's high enough where I know the film will be marketed correctly and
Hmm.
people will actually see it. You know, there's nothing wrong with making a movie for 50 grand or 100 grand, and I've done plenty of those.
Oh wow.
But you know, you get to a point where like I know the limitations of that budget, and now it's time to move on from that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you there. Um,
Yeah,
so, as you mentioned before, there was other cast members on on the movie The Handler. Um, is there anybody you saw from that movie you think could be a breakout star this year?
this year, I mean, everybody that came in to fight is like a superstar, right? Because like they were a lot of them like have their own like heightened careers and stuff, and none of them cared about like the idea that they would come in for a couple hours and fight me, and I end up winning, you know,
Of
because I'm
course, because you main
the
star.
handler,
Yeah,
I'm the star. I
yeah.
gotta win, right? So you got to come in knowing you're gonna lose. And none of them showed any ego or anything like that. So the whole cast really made the film. But if I had to choose like one person this year, which is very difficult, it would probably be
Well,
the
you can choose
coast.
more than one if you want to.
Okay, I mean, let's start with one of my favorite people. She's in Bad Bones coming out. We did a vampire play that I'm adapting into a movie as well. Her name is Madison Bullock, and we have a quick fight scene right when I get out of the shower. She's the first fight that I fight, and it's the first fight that I fight. You know, English. But yeah, she's really talented. She has a bunch of films out right now through Lifetime and Hallmark and stuff. So she's really killing it. So she could have a really great year. I also think the YouTube star Tyrone Magnus is probably only going to become more and more successful this year. He's like got over 2 million subscribers and a couple films thanks to Mike casting him, and he's going to have a big year too. And then I'm trying to think of there's so many people on set. I'm probably forgetting some, but I'll say one more. Matt Dems, who did our fight choreography in my last big boss battle in the film. You know, he's a real fighter. He won his last fight in like November. He fights again this month, and I'm sure he's going to take that too. And so I don't know about his acting career specifically, but at least I know his professional fighting career is only getting started, and he looks great. So he's going to have a big year too.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing what happens this year with those 3 people you mentioned. Those are quite cool to see. And I'm sure they'll all appreciate your kind words as well, because we look forward to seeing what they may think of that on social media. So hopefully they might share something of that. You mentioned as well, like, the YouTube star, he's got 2 million subscribers, and you're talking to me with only 163 subscribers. So, you know, they really appreciate you for coming on my small show tonight.
No, you're fine, man. You know, you got to start somewhere, right? And like, there's a lot of content out there, so I'm well aware that it takes time to build a following.
Yes.
But I think you're doing the right thing. You're choosing the right guests. This guy. And you know,
yes, of course, yes,
you know, you're casting right. You know, you're doing a good job with that.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's cool. And then if I can help you build, you know, by me being on here or sharing my stuff, then, you know, why not?
Yeah, why not indeed? So, what can people expect from you then this year? Then, what can they expect from you, your fans? What can they expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna post more shirtless photos from the gym for all my fans out there. You're welcome. And I really want to get in really good shape this year. I was in good shape for the handler, but that was like, you know, almost 2 years ago now. So
it's crazy to think about that, isn't it? Like 2 years ago, like crazy.
Shot that almost 2 years, a year and a half ago.
Wow.
So yeah, get back in really good shape and give you guys that journey a little bit more. And then like I said, I got Bad Bones coming out. It's a fun sci-fi thriller next month or maybe April. And then, like I said, I did finish writing the screenplay adaptation to my vampire play that we did a couple week shows in LA. And already have some hits on the script. And it's going to be me playing this very awesomely dark, gruesome, sexual vampire.
See. And what happens, won't we? To see how that comes out, and hopefully be available where most people can watch it in every country. It'd be great to see.
Let's hope. Yeah.
What would be your dream role then? Like your dream job, your dream cast? Would it be like to be a villain in James Bond, for instance, or would it be you know, being in a Superman movie? What would be your dream role?
I'd love to take on the reboot of The Crow. That movie has always sat with me as a very like beautifully dark film. So that'd be a pretty epic moment for me in my career. But yeah, I think being a type of James Bond would be fun, like taking off the reins of the handler and kind of doing like a Bourne type thing.
That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
So, yeah, something like that would be fun. I can't be James Bond because I'm American. Like it's just I get it.
But The Rock, you know, Dwayne Johnson, he's trying to become Mr. Bond, but again, he won't scare because he's American. Unless you somehow do a British accent, it could work maybe that way. I don't know. But you're right, it has to be English. So maybe I should become I should call Mr. Bond.
Do the Bond, James Bond, Edward. Let me hear it.
Oh my word. This is Bond, James Bond. How's that? You like that?
That was a very intimidating Bond, to be honest. Like I almost did this. Like whoa. Crazy.
That's what you get when you put me on the spot. There you go, an intense Bond.
That was intense. Man.
Funny. Let's see. So who inspired you then, Chris, to start on your journey as an actor? Then, who inspired you when you were younger?
You know, I never really had any specific inspiration to become a like an actor or a filmmaker. But at least the idea to work as hard as I do now that I'm trying to be like, or not, or now that I am an actor, would be
But
like my father.
you are an actor. You're a
Yeah, yeah,
screenwriter
yeah,
on Google. But
yeah.
you have to put Chris Levine, actor, otherwise it comes up as the artist. Because somebody is
Does,
already.
and that's a British dude, and he kills me. He's got the same name as me, Chris
Hey.
Levine. Man, come on.
The English do it always. The English do everything first. You know, we founded America. We've got a famous artist called the same name as you. So, and plus you're half English, so maybe you are related to that guy.
Maybe that Levine and this Levine need to talk some more. I don't know. He stole my website. He steals my Google searches. I hate that guy.
I never knew he stole your website. I didn't know you couldn't have the same website anyway.
Yeah, because he had ChrisLevine.com from like, before I even wanted to be an actor. So he's had it for like 30 years
Oh,
probably.
that's a shame. You should quit like .org, ChrisLevine.org or something.
Yeah, I am an organization,
Yeah, there
Um,
you go.
but yeah, something boring like that. But yeah, Chris Levine, that UK guy.
Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. You in my conversation and it also went very quiet. So I didn't know we lost the disconnection or something there.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Okay, that's good. Please continue.
I'll just keep moving, so I'll just keep moving, so you know that like I'm not.
No, because I was getting ready to hear this great story, and then also it just went very quiet on your end. So I didn't know what happened there. I didn't know if you had a phone call.
Oh
or
no,
something.
what was the story I was talking about? Now I forgot.
You were talking about what inspired you on this journey, and you were talking about the British Chris Levine.
Right, we went on a tangent. Yeah. So my inspiration, it mainly comes from my father. I mean, he worked 2 mechanic jobs like our entire lives growing up to really just provide us like a decent upbringing. And like that guy, like he really never complained. He was like or he is like the guy who just literally just goes to work for his family, comes home, sleeps, and does it again, and doesn't complain, and doesn't, you know what I mean? I'm the complete opposite. I could never work 2 jobs, but at least I took the drive that he has. I took that towards my career, and I think that's why I've been so successful. And in about 10 years now, multiple movies and this and that. I think that's part of it. So that's the inspiration for me to be who I am.
Yeah.
As far as to be an actor, I just always loved movies, and one day I decided to quit my day job and move out here and do this
Full time. I like it, and I hope 10 years on you're not having no regrets.
No regrets.
Good. What's been some of your favorite moments then in your career so far, Chris?
I think one of the earliest one was we're on set of Anabolic Life, and Daniel Baldwin plays my boss in it, and he's one of the Baldwin brothers, and he's doing all this improv to me. I'm like, he plays my boss, and I'm sitting there, and I'm supposed to be like intimidated by him, like calling me an idiot or whatever, and he goes like, he just kept going off on these tangents, and I'm just listening and just reacting like you do as an actor. You react, and he stopped, and he was like, cut, and we're like, oh fuck, what's going on here, right? And he like literally said, dude, what you're doing right now is some of the best shit I've ever seen. Like, you're staying with me, like it's incredible. He's like, all right, turn the camera back on. And I was like, whoa. It's like, Jesus, it's like I've only been acting for about a year or so when we made that movie. So that was a big moment. Another big moment was probably I was in Cannes last year, and I got a special invite to walk down that huge red carpet. I think it's the picture you've been using. That's from the Cannes red carpet. Like that main one that all those stars have always been on.
Yeah.
And like I stopped, and paparazzi was everywhere. It was like, that was a pretty cool moment.
I should mention that Chris Levine gave us the picture to use. By the way, I didn't go out to steal the picture. I asked for some pictures, and he sent it to me. So just want to put that out there in case someone thought I stole the image. I did not steal the image. Chris Levine, give it to me.
No, do people care? Do people? Isn't like when you put stuff on social media, isn't that for use?
That is true, yes.
I'm
As
not
long,
sure.
as long as you
I
get
think
the
it is.
permission from the owner or the person in the
Oh, you
picture,
still need
yeah.
permission, huh?
From the person who's in the picture, yes, I believe, yes. So
Oh, okay.
that's why I always ask like the person I'm gonna have on the show, can
Yeah.
you send me a picture or something so I can use on my social media? Because otherwise I might use something of yours, for example, like an old picture from maybe 10 years ago, and you think, why are you using this
Right.
picture? You could use this one or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's how I do
True.
it. I
True.
don't know if that's still the thing or not, but I just like doing it that way. It's just like respect kind of thing from my end.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I could see it making sense where like if you chose like a bad old picture of me, like right when I first started acting, I'd be like, what is this? Like, but it's fine.
Unless it was the only
is what it
picture I
is.
could find, then I would have to use that. Yeah, because like I had a guy on last year who's a singer over here called Jamie Webster, and I could not find any newer pictures of him. Or they had like a picture of him when he had short hair, so I used that one instead. He didn't say nothing bad about nothing, but I couldn't find any pictures with him with his current look, kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it.
But there we go. So what are your goals or achievements then for 2022?
2022. I think this is a year of me finding happiness a little bit more. Not to get like too deep and dark into Chris Levine's life, but I think this year there's a few things that I need to cut off and a few things that I need to, pat myself on the back about and be like, hey, you know what? You're doing a good job, Chris. So that's the year. It's the year of that kind of growth for me, I think, as well as continue my drive to be the best and to get to the top, and that won't ever die down.
Yeah, no, I don't blame
you. Yeah.
The drive to be the best that you can be. That's all you can do is do the best that you can be to open those doors, I have to say.
Yeah.
Don't forget as well, we have been advertising Chris Levine's social media on this very show throughout the stream, by the way. So if you do want to follow him on your social media, which I do advise you should, he's what's best for business.
You broke up, Edward. Were you talking to me?
I was saying how you were saying like your social media are the same on each platform, unlike me where I change it a bit up on my social media. So you keep it nice and simple and refreshing, unlike me.
Yeah, that was something earlier I did, but now because of OnlyFans, usernames are only Chris Levine. I'm thinking like, are people gonna find this confusing? Like, I don't do frontal nudity in movies, guys, and I don't have an OnlyFans. Unless there's a surge of people wanting me to do an OnlyFans, it wouldn't be like.
What about TikTok?
I am on TikTok, and it's the same, only Chris Levine. I don't do TikTok videos per se, so it's really just videos stretched. Yeah, from movies and stuff. Yeah, but there's some content on there. There's actually, when I did No Way Out, there's a scene where I'm running through the woods and I'm trying to find my wife, and I'm yelling Jessica, right? That's her name. And we do this shot where I run past the camera and flip around, and the camera does like a twist and stays on me. And I have this crazy yell where it's like, Jessica, like into the air.
Yeah.
And I put that on TikTok just because I was like, it's kind of like, it's me, just Jessica,
Yeah.
And it ended up, I guess, in a sense, going viral. It had got like 300,000 likes and like millions of views or something.
There you go.
And but none of that went to sales or anything. Like, I don't know why it was showing up on people's pages, or I didn't even know how to take advantage of video that becoming like that.
Yeah. No, I know you mean, because I posted 2 videos on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 0 plays and 0 likes. And I tagged different categories as well on TikTok, and it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I gave up after 2 videos. I thought this is a waste of time. Nobody's seeing this, are they? But it's amazing how some people can go viral by posting something interesting, and then there's other people like me who post some interesting interviews on their clips, and they don't get seen by nobody. I just stick to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I know some people will see it, but definitely.
Yeah, the algorithms are weird. Like, then literally the next video had 170 views. I was like, what is that? What is that? Like, how does that happen?
They must have clicked on your account and see your other videos you posted and check them out. Maybe I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird though. But yeah, so I'm on TikTok, same, only Chris Levine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So you know each other on TikTok, help him to get viral even more on TikTok, and then to follow him on Twitter, follow him on Instagram, like him on Facebook, share him around to all your friends. Tell him more about Chris Levine, how he's going to be a household name in a few years' time. I'm sure of it as well.
That's right. Hey, Edward.
Yes?
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, God. Here we go.
What made you start doing these interviews?
Okay, that's a good question. I like how this never usually happens where the guest turns it on me. I like it. I like that. You know, I had another YouTube channel called the exact same name, not just Edward Fowler, called the Edward Fowler Show, but it was based on games. But then I thought, well, I wanted to do more than just that. I wanted to interview, you know, important people. So I thought, well, let's see this happen. So I started doing it with wrestlers. So then I got on a guy called Chris Van Vliet, who is a full-time Emmy awarding broadcaster / YouTuber with like 200,000 at the time when I interviewed him in 2019. He's now got over 300,000 subscribers. So I thought, well, if I can get Chris Van Vliet on my show, let's see who else I can get on this show. And then we got other people on the show, and it just came interesting just to see who I can get on the show, basically, who are quite who've got a good following, basically. So it's just gone from like random people to like just seeing who I can get on next, kind of thing. Like just to see I can up it to see who is willing to come on here, kind of thing. So it's just fun to see who will actually see these emails or DMs and whatnot.
Yeah, I like that. And like, I was down regardless because, like I said, I do have family in England, and it's always nice to.
Which Michael did not mention to us, but he did not mention that you had family in England. Not from my recollection. I could be wrong, but from what I remember, I don't think he did. But he when I asked him about who I should on my next show after him, he recommended you. As you saw from the clip I sent you on Twitter, because we even said in the actual show that I'm going to clip it and put it onto Twitter. I don't know if you actually saw that episode or not with Michael. If you did you enjoy what we chatted about you in that episode?
Yeah, you know, anytime that you chat about me, man, I'm a fan. But no, but like, Mike's a really cool dude. He's really down to earth. For us, how successful he's been in his filmmaking career, you know. And I think him and I, while we might not work on every project together, I think the special ones, him and I will make sure that we're a part of it together.
But
so it's always nice.
You got a good you have a good bond between you two. It's nice to see. As you said before, nearly one in
Could it be
the
a
show.
James Bond?
Like you said in the episode, you said that there's not many people you get to make bonds with, you know, kind of thing, and you two definitely have. Which is great to see, because I came across him because he followed me, I don't know when, I would say a few years ago. So when he followed me, I just quickly followed him back. I just saw a verified tick. So I thought, I don't know who you are, but thank you for following me. I followed him back. So then last week, I think it was, or the week before, I saw a tweet from him thinking, I don't remember seeing you on my feed before. I'm thinking, who is this guy? So I clicked on his profile. I seen that he was a movie, you know, film producer and whatnot. So I thought, this would be a great interview to have him on the show. So I DM'd him, and he saw it within 2 minutes. That's how we got him on the show, basically. I didn't think he would actually see the actual DM, because some celebrities who follow me don't see them. So he did. And in a matter of 2 minutes, we hooked it up, and then he said to bring on you. And here we are today.
That's cool. Yeah,
So
he's really good, especially on Twitter. Like he responds to everybody and is
yeah.
really involved in the Twitter universe.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
it's cool.
most definitely. I love Twitter. You get to
Yeah.
speak to some great celebrities on there. But he was telling me that
Yeah.
that he's been followed by some great celebrities from the world of wrestling as well. So maybe he has to hook me up with some of them on that from the
Yeah.
people he
That's
follows.
the one thing about us actors is that we'll never say no to having someone want to talk to us about something.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um,
The truth, man.
I'm hoping one day you get to be on HBO Max. That'd be great for you to be on HBO Max with likes of John Cena with the Peacemaker on there.
Yep.
Of course you've
Yep.
had Game of Thrones on there as well. Some
Hmm.
great movies and TV shows on HBO Max. Like of course the Newsroom as well. Loved that show when it was on there as well. Um,
Yeah.
you know. Is that a possibility maybe for a future film to try and get on HBO Max, or are you just happy that it's on some big platform where you can see it in front of loads of people?
Yeah. I mean, I think for the next film I'm working on, I think the next one I want to try is get mass audiences, right? And that's like Netflix or Hulu or something
Yeah,
like that. I think
Netflix, that'd be quite good. Yeah, because
that's the next
Netflix
plan.
had had a lot of boom because of the Squid Game and of course
Yep.
Red Notice. I think it's called with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds as well,
Yep.
becoming the most watched show and the most watched movie. So if you do get on there, then hopefully it gets into the top five of one of the most watched films of that year.
Yeah, that'd be
'Cause
pretty
I'll
cool. I
watch
know
it.
one of the
I'll watch it,
directors.
but definitely, there's no
Would
question
you?
about it. I would.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would. And if you need proof, I would. I would send you the video or a picture of me watching it on my TV.
All right, cool. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hold you to
you
that,
can.
Edward.
And if you go on Netflix, then you have my viewing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're
Now,
welcome.
you watched The Handler yet, or no? You haven't rented it.
I haven't. I've seen clips of it, which I've seen, but I've not seen the whole film yet. I'm
I'll
hoping
send you the
I
link.
will.
It's no big deal. I'll send you
Okay.
the link.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for
Everybody else buy it, but Edward, he doesn't have to buy it, I guess.
that. Yeah, I'm skint. That's what I am. I'm skint. But no, I really appreciate that. And then I can let you guys know what I thought of it, and maybe I can pitch yourself or Michael a movie to do. Maybe. There you go.
Everybody watching, Edward is interviewing me, and he hasn't even seen the movie I'm in. Just so everybody knows,
Well,
he hasn't seen it.
yeah. Well, that's how I go with most people I go on this show.
Yeah.
I've had on a guy called Reed Miller who was in a movie with Mark Wahlberg called Good Joe Bell. When I interviewed him on that wasn't out. It was only in selects. It was going to be out in select cinemas on September. We discussed it in August, and he could barely mention anything about it anyway. But I can say I knew more about that film by what he was saying than actually seeing the thing, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I'm getting that reaction
Yeah.
from yourself and from Michael.
Yeah, for sure. But I'll
But-
send you a link, and then once you watch it, then do like a post and be like, "Hey guys, I finally watched The Handler, and it's
Yes.
fucking awesome," or something like that.
Yes, I would definitely do that, and I will actually tag you, Michael, and of course the handler, whoever
Yeah.
handles that social media account of the handler.
Right.
The tags, of course. But again, speaking of the handler, you can watch it on Amazon Prime for £3 or $6 in the US. So if you haven't watched it, do check it out. It's one of the best films of 2021 on the indie filmmaking scene. You like how I did that as well. Which I think a lot of people should be watching. And it deserves more credit than it's worth.
Thanks. Nice to you.
So, when you make your films, do you think of different ideas for genres as well, or not? Or do you have one straight genre you go straight into?
No, I like all genres. I like to write horror.
Yeah.
I like to act in dramas and comedies. And then now I guess I'm in action movies as well. But no, I really like to have a very wide array of different things that I work on. I really enjoy I enjoy the idea of comedy. It's really hard to do. So when you can either write it well or act it well, like, Jonah Hill and all those guys, Adam Sandler, they do it so effortlessly. But in reality, it's probably the most difficult thing. So yeah, that's like what I really love is comedy. But the idea of drama, and like, I've always wanted to do stuff where like tell a person's story and like put it up on a screen kind of thing. Like if you're suffering from something, I'd love to find your story in that, and then in personification, allow a wider audience to know what you're going through. I think that's the power of being an actor as well, and taking advantage of that is something I want to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to you accomplishing that, hopefully in 2022. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, Chris Levine. Yeah. I do hope, after this episode, when you watch this back, you might think, oh God, I'm not going to come back on this show, but I hope you would come back on this small show.
Yeah. We'll chat again when
here we go.
After you watch The Handler and Bad Bones. You have to watch both now.
Watch what? What's the other one? What's the other one?
Bad Bones.
Bad Bones. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we obviously what happens then. This might be the last time Chris Levine is on there for 10 years or something. Then okay, we'll see. We'll see about that.
On you, Edward. It's on you.
Oh no, that's great, isn't it? Final question for you before we hang this up. I asked this to Michael. He recommended you. So, same question. Who would you recommend me to have on this show next?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you. That's the first thing you said. Good question all night, but thank you.
Yeah, the rest have been kind of meh, but this one.
Oh, well, okay, okay, yeah. This is the most original question you've been asked this year.
Yeah, exactly. No, I like. I suggest two people, right? Okay. I suggest
that's Muller Michael.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should really chat with the director of Anabolic Life. He's got a new movie out that I have a small part in called Nightshade. His name is Landon Williams. He's a visionary. I don't think he's got quite the budgets that match his visionary taste yet, but when he does, it's going to be something truly special. So yeah, he's super talented. And, so that's the first person. He's director, writer, producer, worked with him on Anabolic Life. The second person, I would honestly like to see you chat with, I guess maybe probably after Bad Bones comes out is my co-star in that, Madison Bullock.
Yes, thank you.
She's got a
the first female to come on the show this year. That'd be great to see.
Oh, really? Yeah, definitely. Let's get Madison on here.
Yeah.
She's killing it in the TV space, and then with Bad Bones, she's my wife in it, and just does such a phenomenal job. She's a writer, producer, talented person.
And can you tell us when Bad Bones comes out, or is it too early to tell? So we will stay tuned to your social medias?
I think it'll be April.
Okay.
I think it'll be April.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, ladies and gents. Bad Bones hopefully coming out in April. But again, before details, Chris Levine's social media will be a place to be when he releases the trailer and all that business. Yep, right down there, right there on your screen on all his social medias. But not bad, good two suggestions, I have to say. And of course, we've not had any females on the show for a long time, so it'd be great to it'd be refreshing to have a female on the show of 2022, if we can make that happen, of course, because sometimes my guest will say, yes, bring this person on, and then we actually reach out, and then they're either busy or they don't reach out back to us. So hopefully we'll hear something back from both of those people.
We'll get them involved. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you got planned now for the rest of your day? And it's coming up to 11 a.m. your time in Los Angeles. What's coming up for you today?
Yeah, I have a phone call with a producer in Russia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to say that right now because of everything going on, but it has nothing to do with the Ukraine. Okay, it has something to do with movies. And then I'm gonna, play some golf. To be honest with you.
Oh, nice. Yes,
that'll be my Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, way to spend your Monday indeed. Well, I hope it goes well. Your golfing and your phone call with your director in Russia. We hope it all works out for you. And are you playing alone today in your golf, or you're playing with somebody
No,
else?
I have a few friends. They're mechanics from my old day job days, and we're all pretty terrible, but we have a good time playing. It's a
Oh,
difficult
that's
game.
good.
You play, Edward?
I've never played golf. No, I played mini golf, but I never played
Yeah,
the proper golf.
tough game. But like you know what? It's if you hit the ball like well, it's so rewarding that
Yeah,
it keeps you playing, and
yeah.
that's like really the high you're chasing. It's like heroin. It's like just like heroin.
Okay, thank you for that. Uh, tennis, for instance. Tennis. Have you played tennis?
Yeah, I play tennis. I mean, I'm not good, but I've played it. Yeah,
Have you ever able to hit the ball right out of the cage?
out of the cage.
Yeah,
Yeah, on accident for sure.
but you never done like more than once in one game.
Probably not because I'm like, all right, well, that was the wrong angle or whatever. You've hit it multiple times over the cage.
Yeah, I can't. I have a strong wing, obviously, because every time I hit the ball, it goes right out the cage.
Yep.
I haven't played for a while, but yeah, every time I play tennis, it just fly out the cage, eats it every time.
Yep.
I don't know how, but yeah, it was like, I don't care about the net. The cage is my
Nope.
aim. And that's where we're hanging up. That's where we end it here on the Fowler Show.
Yep.
Thank you to my lovely guest today, Chris Levine. He's a quite hilarious guy, very funny, and you wouldn't think so from the handler, but there you go. It is his true demeanour, as it says. It's quite to see,
Yep.
good to see, and I hope that
Yeah.
continues for you as well in your other interviews you do regarding that movie, and of course your other great movies and projects coming out in 2022. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to means a lot to me. That means you've enjoyed this interesting conversation with my new friend. If you want to see more content, then make sure to smash that subscribe button. We've got over 163.
Getting crazy.
About how this is the enjoy.
I kind of hear you, Edward, but then I don't.